Hello, fiber fans, friends, and followers. Again, my video started without me pressing a button, so I don't know how to operate this new phone. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know what I'm doing to make it start, but I'll take that as a cue that it's time to get started. Hello, fiber fans, friends, and followers. My name is Beth, and I am here to talk to you about all of the yarny things that I have gotten into these last couple of weeks. I did send out the Sandy bag to the winner from last episode, and in this episode I will also be announcing a prompt for a Sandy bag giveaway. This time I have randomly picked this bag to give away. It is a nice large tote bag, as all of them are. It's got pockets, it's got a zipper on this pocket. This outside thing is also a pocket and embroidered with my channel name, PandemicKnittr. So, if you're interested in winning this bag, please stay tuned, because I, as usual, have not thought of what I want to be the prompt yet, and somewhere in this episode I will come up with something and ask a question for you to comment below about. So, this week I have no finished objects. I am wearing something that I can talk about a little bit, but there's nothing new with that. And then I have I've had a lot of progress on some of my works in progress, as well as I have a lot of new to me. So I feel like I sort of held back for a while, and then I just went crazy. So all that to hear about, and stay tuned and we'll get into all of it. Firstly, I guess we'll dive right into what I'm wearing. This is the Cardigan by Ksenia Nadian, who is known as, did I write that down? Life is Cozy. And this is a scrappy pattern. It's made for you to use up all kinds of scraps. The designer, Ksenia, made it in all like creams and whites and beiges, and hers looks way different from mine. There are more heavily contrasted ones, and a lot of different nicely inspired things. So if you're interested in that, hop on over. I have links to everything I make down below, but this was mostly made with leftover scraps from many different projects, and I linked my Ravelry project in the notes below. So if you're interested in knowing anything about the yarns, most of it is there. So I feel like I look dark on the screen, and I don't know if that is just because there's so much light coming in from the window, but I'm wondering if there's a camera setting off, which I'm hoping it's not, because I don't want to have to re-record this whole thing. So we'll see how this goes. Next thing I want to get into is works in progress. So this week I have 5 works in progress that I will be talking to me. Oh, well, I guess I am talking to me. Nobody else is here. But you're out there, so I'm talking to you, not me. So the first one that I wrote down is The Traveler by Andrea Mowry. And this one, I sort of have a goal of doing at least one repeat every day, which consists of rounds of knits and rounds of purls. And you can see that by looking at this. This is one, I had planned to do this for a long time, and for those of you who watch Knitty Natty, you've probably seen her wearing this. Hers is gray, and it looks very nice and cozy, and I sort of was inspired by that to go ahead and cast this on. So this is 100% alpaca yarn. It is Alpaca Prime DK from Shady Havens Fiber Designs. And did I say DK? It's not DK, it's sport weight. So I like on the side how this little panel of you kind of you knit the knit rounds and then you slip on the purl rounds to make that little side detail, which is kind of cool. I enjoy that. I like looking at that. I feel like it gives it a nice finished look. And so obviously this is bottom up, and I don't know how long I'm gonna go. I have plenty of yarn. I could make this into a dress if I wanted to, but it is, the original pattern is cropped. I don't know how long I've gone yet, but I know I definitely want it. Let me stand up and show. I definitely want it longer than this because like if I joined for sleeves now, that'd be pretty short, which, I mean, that's what a cropped sweater looks like, but that's not my personal preference. I don't like the belly shirts. I don't need to show bare skin. But this is intended as sort of like something that you would layer over something else. It's got a hood. There is a version without a hood that you can make too, but I'm planning to make the hood and make this just, you know, pull it on as a casual thing to throw on to warm myself up on cold days. So again, that was The Traveler by Andrea Mowry. The next thing on my list is the Garden Cardigan by ANKESTRICK. And I am knitting this in Barnyard Knits Merino Nylon Fingering in the colorway Avocado, held together with Knitty McPurly's Stockholm Suri in the colorway Meadow. So I definitely need to talk about this, and maybe I need to add a link. Let's see, where do I do this? I'm now just thinking about how just this week I saw a video by Wool Needles Hands, Taylor Earl. She did a video about wraps per inch. And in it, she talked about how Suri silk yarn, we consider it a lace weight, and we think of it as interchangeable with mohair yarn. But when you do the wraps per inch, it typically is thicker than a mohair, which is probably why I had gauge issues with this yarn, which never occurred to me before. And I'm going to go ahead and link that video below because it really kind of blew my mind to think, oops, sorry, I bumped the table. I hope I didn't make any of you dizzy. That happens to me when I watch things that are like moving on the screen. I get nauseous. Anyhow, the wraps per inch thing, I feel like that makes a lot of sense because on Ravelry you can see like right in the pattern. Every pattern I've looked at actually has this. But it's not like I looked at a wide variety of patterns. I just looked at some of the patterns that I'm working on and thought, ooh, I need to compare what are their wraps per inch versus what I'm getting. So of course I went on Amazon and tried to order the thing that Taylor recommended in her video and found that it was sold out, probably because everybody watched her video and went, I need one of those. So anyway, I have a thicker yarn, I believe, because of what I'm holding together. But the progress on this is coming along well. And you know what? Maybe I should try this on just for the purpose of seeing the fit myself. I have not tried this on since shortly after I joined for sleeves. And now I am at a point that it's a bit longer and I can maybe see more on it. But I feel like I can't reach around and get into the sleeve because of the needles being on this. It's not going to give me a full impression of what this will look like when finished, but okay. I'm liking the fit. This, and now, of course, when I block, it's probably going to be very different, but let me give you a look at what we've got so far. So I have a long way to go down this, and I am now at the point that I'm concerned that I may be a little short on yarn. So I'm just about to the end of my main color. They're both main colors, aren't they? But the fingering weight, the Barnyard knits, of the one skein that I'm working on now. And I'm trying to remember, was this the first skein? It has to be. This can't be 2 skeins worth, is it? I don't know. But I am concerned that because I don't want this to be like a short sleeve thing. This is so thick and puffy and warm that I feel like short sleeves would not be doing this sweater justice. So I think what I'm going to do, I believe I only have 2 more skeins of this. So I think what I'm going to do is wind up the 2 skeins, do the sleeves, and then I will knit as far as I can in the body of the sweater, and that'll be it. So it may end up being a cropped sweater, which I think I will be fine with, because I want the sleeves to be the length that I want them to be, the full length. So that's what's going on with this one. Has anybody else knit this? Don't you just love like this line in the back? Can you see that? I love that shoulder detail. Anyhow, that's Garden Cardigan. And there's more. I have been knitting a lot. You know, it's funny when I talk about it on my videos, I look at it and I think, that's not that much. But I feel like I'm always knitting, and that there's just a lot getting done. And it still looks like so little when I talk about it. All right, my next one. Okay, this one, last weekend, my son, well, I said to my son after dinner, I don't remember if it was Saturday or Sunday night, but I said, what should I work on now? And he said, at first I said, should I knit or crochet? And he said, knit. And so, oh, no, he asked for heads or tails. He did, like, on our home device, we have a Google Home, and he asked for heads or tails. And so we went with knit from that. And then I was like, okay, I had a specific project in mind for crochet. And so if he had said crochet, I would have just switched to that one. And so I didn't, because he said knit. And then I said, well, which project should I work on? And he's like, oh, well, how many do you have? And I was like, pick a number 1 through 23. So he said 9. And I was like, okay, this is not even what I was planning to do. I was going to work on either the garden cardigan or the traveler. And when he asked about how many things I had, I was like, okay, well, you've gone off of what I was expecting. So then I'm like, okay, he said 9. I have to do this, like I have to figure out some sort of formula for what 9 means to me. So I looked on my Ravelry projects and I counted to 9, and it turned out to be, I feel like it turned out to be something that I was working on, but then I was like, well, wait a minute, there's a crocheted one counted in that 9, so I can't count that one. And then I went to the next one and it was a crochet project, and the next one was also a crochet project. So I had to go to the following one, which turned out to be pressed flowers. So I had bought the yarn for this, not this past summer, but the summer before, during the Frivolous and Frugal 3-Ply podcast meetup in Hoffman Estates. And I had gone to, there was a yarn shop called the Fold, and they were closing, and they had this sale on, what's it called? Well, they had the sale on everything because they were closing, but Rowan felted tweed. And so I went with that. I swatched. I wasn't getting gauge. I decided, forget this for now. I'm going to work on things that I can wrap my brain around. So never got around to starting that until last week after dinner when Ian told me knitting project number 9. So this is what I've got so far. I did all of the ribbing sometime last weekend. Oh, it might have even been Monday because we had Monday off for either Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, or whatever nameless holiday you want to say it is. So this is my start. This is, let me read. I've got colorways are Celadon, which is this green color. And then I've got this is a color changing ball. And I don't know whether this is, I believe this might be Amethyst. I've got 2 different ones. I've got Amethyst and Magenta. So this is the changing color yarn, which right now I'm doing like the purple pinky colors, and it's going to fade into that blue. So I'm really liking how this contrast looks, and I think this is going to be a nice sweater. Felted tweed, if you've never worked with it before, it's a little on the pokey side, the itchy, the more woolly wool side. But I have heard that it washes out well, and that, you know, when you block it, it gets softer and it gets better wear after wear and wash after wash. So I'm hoping I find that to be the case. I will say it's fairly lightweight, this yarn, the way it knits up. I feel like it's not as thick as you might expect, especially given that this is mosaic color work. So you've got 2 layers of yarn all over it. So it really kind of is drapey, and I think it's going to be a nice wear. So that's pressed flowers. Next up, okay, I swatched because her name is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Johanna? Johanna Gehrisch. She is Kolibri by Johanna. on Instagram. And that is also her Ravelry name. And so I had seen, I believe on Instagram, I had seen her showing this sweater, and I loved it. I wanted to be right there when she released the pattern. So this last couple of weeks, she started what she's calling the Funky Sweater Knit Along. She's got a group of sweaters that she's calling Funky Sweaters, and she's running this group on Instagram. And this is my swatch for the jean sweater. So this is all leftover yarn. I did my campsite cardi in this color, which is Direful Yarns, Direful DK in the colorway Stormy Skies. And then this green color, I bought on clearance from Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. I don't know if she just had extra skeins that didn't necessarily come in one batch or why it was on clearance, but I think she still dyes this colorway. Anyhow, this is the colorway Blue Spruce on her DK sock yarn. So I like how these colors are going together. I think it's going to go well in the sweater. As usual, I did not get gauge, so I think I'm going to do a smaller size in order to get the fit I want. Because I like the fabric I'm getting with this, and it's a little big, but I think it'll work out by doing a smaller size. I'm a little confused with the pattern because it is almost exclusively in charts. So I'm reading the directions and I'm confused about how to cast on and work this. So I have not yet gotten started. And I think this knit along is the perfect way to do this because it will maybe help me to get started better. So I need to get started on that. The last thing I listed for my works in progress is one that I talked about last time. And it is my biggest swatch ever because I'm still so undecided on this because I'm worried about running out of yarn. And I just keep going, well, I don't have enough of this, and I don't have enough of that, and what if I tried this, and what if I tried that? So I got an email from the Knitting Loft in Canada saying that everything in their store was 25% off. And I thought, this is my chance to get a bargain on Spin Cycle yarn. So I bought some. This is the On the Low colorway. And I was thinking, now, you know what? I need a whole skein. There we go. I'll use this. I feel like that would be a good contrast. And it's interesting that on the website, the picture, I'll put the picture in probably over here because I probably have the pattern up there. But looking at this yarn, I feel like the primary bluish greenish colorway is more, I feel like it's not showing up in the way I expected, because I think there are other, you know, with Spin Cycle yarns, not every skein is the same. And, you know, maybe I'm misremembering too, the balance of the blue to the purple on this, because I feel like there's way more purple than I remembered, and less greenish bluish. But if you look at the picture, it seems like there's more turquoise to the color than this teal green. And I noticed that in the lower left side, would that be this to you? On one corner, it seemed like there was more of a greenish than a bluish. So I thought, oh, that's interesting. That's what Spin Cycle is like. I still like it. I'm not complaining about it. I like my greens. I like my blues. I like my purples. This to me is dreamy. Got it for a good bargain. It was the 25% off sale plus the Canadian exchange rate made this worth it. So I may be doing some more swatching. I'm going to use up all of this Juniper Moon Farm yarn before I even get started making the sweater. This is crazy. So, this, I don't think I have said, this is for the Poly Cardigan, by Amy Christoffers, also known as Savory Knitting. The main colorway on this yellowish, brownish, goldish, whatever you want to call it, is Bay Leaf. It is Juniper Moon Farm Moonshine Bay Leaf. So still on the drawing board. I don't know what I'm doing. And that is a good segue into new to me. So let's see. So obviously Spin Cycle. This is new to me. Did I say? Oh yeah, On the Low is the colorway name of this. This is Spin Cycle Dream State, which is their sport weight. Yes, this sweater is in sport weight. And then I bought multiple colors of Let Lopey. And this is another one that they say, yeah, it's a little rough, but it's great for color work. And this is intended for a sweater by Natasha Hornby that I've been looking at. It is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Malin, I have heard Malin. So I'll put the picture up here. You'll see it. But this is the recommended yarn for it. And again, I've heard that this washes out into, it's a very rustic, scratchy feeling yarn. And it when you block it, it gets way softer and feels much better. So I ordered 2 potential contrast colors for this sweater because the main color is all over and in the sleeves, and then in the body of it, there's a contrast color. So I liked how this turquoise looked together with it. And then I also liked this nice variegated or speckled, I'm not sure what you would call this lavender color. So I don't know what I like better. What do you guys think? Any thoughts on that? What looks better against this? You know what? I love turquoise so much. I think I'm probably going to go with the turquoise. And then this can be in something else. I don't know what. So I think that's all of the yarn that I bought. But yeah, I bought a full sweater's quantity of this, and these, like, you only need 2 of these for the contrast in my size. So unless I don't get gauge, and then I'm going to need to go back to the drawing board on that. I should have bought an extra skein. Why didn't I do that? They were very, very well priced with this sale. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyhow, that's what I got. And that is all of the yarn that I bought. But I bought one more thing, and I'm so excited about this one. I was watching the Knitty McPurly podcast last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and Devin said that spots had opened up for her retreat. And so I bought one. I emailed her and I said, me. And she said, of course you can come. Here's a link. So I am so excited that at the end of January, I will be flying out to Texas to go to the Knitty McPurly retreat in Dallas. Actually, it's Grapevine, Texas that it's in, but I understand it's very close to the DFW airport, which I'm so excited that I get to go. And now it's like thinking about all the stuff I need to do to get ready for that. There's a knit along that goes with it, and I already bought the pattern just because I wanted that pattern. And so now I have a real reason to knit it, and I need to get some yarn for that, or maybe use yarn that I already have. I don't know, but I'm so excited about it. So I'm here and talking and have not yet mentioned anything about a sandy bag prompt. What should it be? You know what? Let's do this. I love this idea. And as usual, those of you who feel like this is not for you for whatever reason, if you've already won a bag and you feel like you want to give other people a chance, or if you don't like red, whatever the reason may be, feel free to recuse yourself and still chime in on this. But the prompt is, if you were me, what question would you ask you? I usually have like something that's prompted by something that I'm working on or something, but I thought, I'm always figuring out, what should I ask? And I feel like I've asked the same kinds of things over and over. So I want to know from you, what would you want to find out from the viewers? So I do feel like I value all of your opinions about the things that I'm working on, and as well as the content that I create. Tell me if there's something more that you'd like to see in my content. If there's something different that you would like to see. If you want me to speak louder. If you wish my camera was better. If you think I should wear a microphone. If you have questions that you think I should ask. If you would like to see more from me about the comment section, maybe that's it. I used to read comments on a regular basis, and I sort of fell off of that at some point because I think I started creating longer content. And so I felt like, well, is this making people not want to watch because they look at the time that it is and they say, I'm not going to devote a full hour to this or whatever. So with that being said, please remember to like, subscribe, survive and thrive, and remember to comment below for your chance to win this beautiful sandy bag and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.